Okay, good afternoon YouTube and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today we're going to do another fragrance review. Again, this one's by the house of Scentstory. This one's part of their 24 Gold Elixir line. I have reviewed these fragrances in the past, not these particular ones, but some of the other 24 Gold fragrances. One day I'll do a compilation of all of them in one review, kind of tell you a little bit about each of them. But what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of breaking them down, single review. And I know it's not as fun when you have the little sample, you don't have the actual bottle, but nonetheless, I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. Now, I don't have a nose kind of like some of those guys there like Adolescence and Max Forte and a lot of those other guys out there. But I'll give you my best opinion of what I think about the fragrance and whether I would personally buy it or not. And a lot of times me personally buying it has nothing to do with whether or not it's a quality fragrance or a good smelling fragrance. It's just, we all like different things. So I'll go ahead and show you the card stock here, or the card they send you. 24 Gold Elixir. This one's called Ambrosia. Pop it open there. And all their new elixirs have the exact same bottle, just different color. They're like a matte finish. This one here says 24 Gold Elixir Ambrosia. I abandoned myself to the comforting feeling of belonging to a place. I abandoned myself to the comforting feeling of belonging to the place and took a tiny bag of violet sweets out of my pocket. I took a deep breath. So let's talk a little bit about what I smell when I smell this. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about what they say on their website, and then of course what other folks have said about this fragrance on Fragrantica. In addition to that, I just want to touch base on that these fragrances I'm reviewing here of their Elixir collection are all unisex. So again, that really comes down to the person. A woman may smell this and say absolutely not. A man may do the same. So it really comes down to the fragrance. We all like different things. So what I'm going to say about this one here is the notes in this here. I'm just going to give you the top notes that they say on Fragrantica because again, they don't break them down like that on the actual Scentstory website for some reason. But they do give a story, hence the name of the fragrance house, Scentstory. Okay. So let me go ahead and hit you with the story first, okay? And I'm going to do my best here to read this to you, okay? Because I am not the best reader or speaker. I just tell you guys what I think, so bear with me. I'm sorry. I am not a professional speaker, okay? All right, so what they say about this one here, through the garden of delight, sweet and joyful memories rushed back to my mind as I opened the creaking wooden gate of the family garden. I hadn't been there in years. It was smaller and cozier than in my childhood memories, and overflowing with trees and flowers. I walked around the bush of wild roses, where I used to play hide and seek. The mouth-watering scent of flowers and musky woods, coupled with the reminder of sweet feast that we would see this is what I'm saying, inevitably have hidden in the greenhouse, was irresistible. I sat comfortably in the shade of the tall cypress, like we used to do. From there, I had a perfect view of the flower bed and white lilies. The breeze carried the sweet smell of the jasmine tree that climbed the wall of the winter garden, looking after the precious vanilla pods in the greenhouse. Although I couldn't see it from where I was confident it was blooming. I abandoned myself to the comforting feeling of the belonging to the place and took a teeny bag of violet sweets out of my pocket. I took a deep breath. It was a scent of happiness at dawn. So there you have your story about, the fragrance. It's kind of what they do. Let me tell you now, let's get to the meat and potatoes, okay? Because the story's nice, but we all want to know what it smells like, right? So on this one here, off Fragrantica, we have top notes of saffron, tarragon, and osmanthus. I've never heard of that one before. Sorry if I butchered that. Middle notes of freesia, orchid, jasmine, and rose, which I love rose. You guys know that. Your base notes are praline, patchouli, musk, and amber. So what do I think about this fragrance here? It's pretty new, so it hasn't really been compared to anything yet on Fragrantica. It only has one review. This person just says it smells very unisex. It's been on the last 20 minutes, and it smells somewhat strong initially, but settles down fast. Not referring to projection. The smell at this time appears somewhat linear. Let's see, let's go back to the notes here. Well, again, it's just an opinion there. It goes on and on there. I'm not going to read you that. Let's give you my opinion, okay? I'm going to smell it one more time. So I'm going to go back to, I got over here the Elixir Azure. I just kind of want to... Okay. Alright, so with this one here, I definitely pick up the rose notes. It is a very, very sweet fragrance, as all the ones I've smelled by Scentstory are very, very sweet and fruity fragrances. I definitely get some rose in there, but it's not as heavy as on roses I normally would like in a fragrance. But that's just because I like rose. But it's a really good fragrance, guys. If I have to choose between, so far, which one I like better of the new 24 Gold Elixir line, so far, of the two I've reviewed between the Azure and the Ambrosia, I definitely like the Ambrosia better. I look forward to wearing this one. Now, I can't tell you whether this is a fragrance for, the office or fall or whatnot, but I'll tell you, like I've said in my other videos and my other reviews, I think you can wear a fragrance whenever you want. There are those situations where if you're going to be in close quarters with somebody, that some of these fragrances, if you wear too much, could be very, very annoying or cloying, as they say. But that's really for you to decide. Everybody's body's different, everybody's chemistry is different, and some things don't always last or project on certain people like they do others. Me, I always wear a lot of cologne. I am a 8 to 10 spray guy. It does, and you know what? And that's most fragrances. There's not many I don't spray though. Even ones I first get, I'm like, oh yeah, this is pretty strong. I don't want to go too far. At one point, I go really heavy on the trigger, and it just, I don't know, it never seems to bother me. And I never really hear of anybody being like, whoa, dude, too much, So, or they just don't tell me. But that's my review of 24 Gold Elixir Ambrosia. Once again, Scentstory, their staff was nice enough to send me some of these to review. Definitely my favorite of the two so far is the Ambrosia. If you like the rose note, you'll definitely like Ambrosia. I'm going to go back to that one more time before I close on this here. It's weird how when you smell the Ambrosia, and you think, like, when you smell it by itself, and you're like, oh, it smells like the other one. You really have to go side by side and really get the difference there. See, and I would have said before, I would have told you that the Azure was sweeter than, because I mentioned it has kind of like a bubblegum kind of hint to it. But I'd say the Ambrosia, side by side, definitely is sweeter. But you can just tell that they are very similar fragrances, and you can definitely tell they have that 24 Gold Scentstory Elixir DNA. You just know you're smelling a Scentstory fragrance, hands down. So, alright guys, what's my review of the 24 Gold Elixir Ambrosia? I'll put a couple links in the description where you can pick this stuff up. This can be had for about $115 a bottle, 3.4 ounces or 100 mils. Definitely, all these fragrances are really great. I mean, you really can't go wrong with really any of the Scentstory stuff. They're just really making some really fine, exceptional fragrances. And I've said before, I've worn a lot of their fragrances. My favorite one is still going to be 24 Gold Platinum Edition, Oud Edition, which is just absolutely fantastic. I will pick that one up. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. Next review, I'm going to review the 24 Gold Neroli. So if you like Neroli, check this one out. Alright, remember to subscribe guys. Take care.